Child Black Men, welcome to FBA Men United channel, and what's going on, brothers? Back at it with another live stream, and you see the thumbnail and you see the title. It's gonna be a little quick live stream, maybe to like 30 minutes live stream and all this and that. But I want to go ahead and say this. I want to go ahead and say this and get this out of the way. To these dudes that love, you know, that love making fun of black men's downfall and demise. And the thing is, these dudes are not for real. They're not for real. And this is what I be talking about. Like, these dudes, these pandering black males content creators. They only got time out of the day to make videos about black men and what black men is doing and all this and that, but at the same time, they not even doing nothing they practice themselves. All this talk about racism or and all this and that. These same dudes keep this shit live and going. By the side of with the same group of women that have been rebelling against black men since beginning of time. Excuse me, but anyway, and this is crazy, man. Because I tell you this as a black man, myself, no matter what you do, it's never good enough, man. Black men, you gotta start realizing these people is not gonna change, man. Like I said, America. I've been saying this ever since I started YouTube for 9 months. America is a plantation. America is a plantation. I even said this on my main channel. America is a plantation, and it happens so many times. That's why, as a black man, you can't do nothing with them, cause they'll hate you the most. They'll hate you the most. You get it from everybody in this country. It's from everybody. The hate they have against you as a black man, it's real, man. It's real. It's real. Real hate. And you seeing these pandering black males content creators, they over here responding. Then at the same time, it's ridiculous, man. You over here responding to what the black male celebrities and what they're doing and all this and that. Who cares about what they're doing? But these pandering black males, they take the time out of these pandering black males, content creators, they take the time out of their day. And then the thing is, they do live streams. They do 10 to 15 live streams a day on YouTube. And then if it's all about bashing black men and all this and that, this is what they do. And then these be the same dudes. The next they talking about fighting racism and all this and that. These dudes ain't serious, man. These dudes ain't serious. Same way with Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson, he's just not for real. He's not for real. Umar Johnson don't even, like I say. This man is the spy agent of what black men is doing. That's why I tell you, man, you gonna have people like that. They'll be watching what you doing. And they like to spin a narrative that somehow we're evil. I tell you this, man, I really don't care about what's going on in America no more. I really don't care. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. For them to have hatred against black men, these dudes ain't real, man. These dudes are not real. The same dudes that talk about racism or the same dudes ain't even stopping it. They not even stopping it. These pandering black males content creators, they'll take the time out of their day to worry about what Shannon Sharp is doing and all this and that. These dudes ain't for real. These dudes are not for real at all. That's why I tell you, man, I'm through, man. I'm through. I'm through listening to these dudes, man. And these are the same dudes that will tell black men to do the same stuff that they ain't even out there doing. That's the funny part about this. That is the funniest part about this stuff. These dudes just be lying because they ain't out there doing it themselves. They want you to do all the work as a black man. All that talk about racism and all this and that, man, they all count, man. They all count. They not even stand against racism. Like I say, man. And then the thing is, they will side with the racists to go against you. That's the funniest part about this stuff. The funniest part. These pro-blacks and all this and that. They take the time out of the day to worry about what Shannon Sharp is doing. And worry about what any black male entertainer is doing. Because these dudes, they beta males, man. They beta males. Tell you. Like I said before, man, I really don't care about what's going on in America no more. I really don't care. Because it don't matter. Nothing is not gonna change. That's why we as black men, we gotta start caring, man. Cause they been doing this to us for a long time. A long time. And then no matter if you try it still don't even work. But they love to call you weak and all this and that. That's something they do. That's something they love to do. It's call you weak. Tell you. Tell you. That's what pisses me off, man. Like I say, man, these dudes will cut your throat in a minute. They will side with feminism and all this and that against black men in many, many ways. These dudes ain't for real. Because if they was real and they was standing on that, they wouldn't be siding with a feminist that created by white supremacists. But hold on for a second. just show you that they ain't real. They not real. All that they pretend, man, it's all cap. And that's why I tell brothers, man, to get their passport. Because I tell you, man, other places do not get away with this type of stuff. They do black men on a daily basis. When you tell the truth about what's going on and all this and that, they will unify to want you to suffer. That's what they want. They will unify and want you to suffer so bad. So all this talk about fighting racism and all this and that, that's all cap. You work with a racist to see black men to black men downfall. This is what this is what you pandering black males. This is what you Keishas do. This is what y'all do. You're not really serious. All this stuff is black. It's all cap. All this cap. I'm telling you, man. How can you sit there and talk about black men? Talking about you love black men and all this and that, but you sit here and talk about deletion of black male babies. Tell me how that works. They pretending like they love black men, but they never did love black men. They never did. They never did. But like I say, man, it don't even matter, man. Cause like I said before, I really don't even care no more. Like I said, yeah, black men, the only option you gonna have is going overseas. This is why I say, this is why I'm the big supporter on the passport bros movement. Because for them to sit here and do the stuff they do to black men and all this and that, that's why black men, we just gotta stop caring. Because America has shown black men so many times that our lives do not matter. Our lives do not matter. Truly. That's the point. That's the point about this stuff. You try to tell the truth about what they do to you, and then the thing about it is they want your channel to get monetized because they hate you telling the truth. They hate you telling the truth. They want channel to not. The only way they'll silence you is if they gotta demonetize your channel. They don't care about the truth at all. They don't even care about. But give me a second right quick. But yeah, it's crazy. You can't win for losing. If you end up staying here in America, then you they gonna throw all these type of charges on you. They'll try to put a Me Too movement on you. They'll do all of this stuff on you. And the thing about it is, Your own people will agree with that. Your own kind will agree with that. All this talk about fighting white supremacy and all this stuff, it's all cap. It's all cap. When stuff like this happens, it don't matter if it's a black man who accused of crimes that they did, and then your own kind, they will believe it, and they get on here and sell this stuff for attention. They will do this stuff for clout chasing, views, and all this and that. And they want you to agree with them on the shit another black man's downfall and demise. Even these parents of black men go along with this stuff too. And this is why I tell brothers, man, you gotta delineate, man. All this stuff that they love to talk, they don't mean it. They do not mean it. They do not mean it. I'm telling you. If you even call out the truth of what your own people and white folks do, they want to come down hard on you. They want to come down hard on you. I'm telling you. And this is the last thing you gotta worry about. What is your next enemy? What your next enemy trying to do? They'll sit here and pretend like they cool with you, but in the next minute, they're behind the scene that you're not in their presence, trying to plot bad happen to you. But hold on for a second. Why you heard? But that's insane. They can be cool with you for a second, but then behind the scenes, they're planning on to destroy you. You never know that. You never know that as a black man. You never know that stuff. You never know with somebody you with your because they say that your friends can also be your enemy as well. You can be friends with that person. You can be the most loyal. You can be the most loyal man in a relationship with a woman, and they doing this to you behind your back. They do this to you behind your back. It's so many backstabbers that they don't like to see a black man. They don't like to see a black man do nothing good. That's what it's all about. They don't want to see a black man doing good. You gotta sit here and worry about somebody getting at you. Because People crazy nowadays, man. People crazy. This is why they so obsessed with coming after you when you get your passport, getting your passport and going overseas. Cause cause these same people, individuals, they don't like you having options. So what they do is they'll try to make all sorts of allegation on you because they don't like you to rise up and do anything good. That's what it's all about. I'm telling you, man. But they sit here and talk about love and all this and that. If it's a black man that get out and get emotional and do all this stuff, these would be the same ones who try to, But you can't get emotional, man. You can't do that. I tell you can't do nothing around now. As a black man, you can't do nothing with him. Can't do nothing with him. So that's why I say black man. You gotta get away from them. Just let them be. Cause ain't no love in America for us. Ain't no love. Ain't no love for us in America. Tried your best, tried to do the best you can. Best. Back in the old school days of trying to stay with Keisha. Help Keisha's raise the kids. Black men became stepfathers back in the days. They tried to own it. It was good. Yeah, backstabbing and conniving and all this and that. Lies that black men have been told that it takes a real man to raise another man's kids. That's all liars, man. We have been told as a lie from a lot of people. And then it's just like if you don't want to go along with it, they want to plot, they want to wish death on you. Look, like I said, look at how they did with Kevin Samuels. When Kevin Samuels 3 years ago. 3 years ago just passed the day Kevin Samuels died. They celebrated that man's death. Keisha celebrated Kevin Samuels' death because they didn't like the fact that Kevin Samuels told the truth. And I tell black men, I've been telling black men for 9 months on my main channel, you can't correct Keisha. You can't correct it. You can't correct it. If they want to be this way, let them be this way. Other than that, you gotta just worry about getting yourself back together and try to, start over and have a better life. I'm telling you, don't get around dysfunctional people because dysfunctional people is gonna make you want to go through. They'll change you, and then these people ain't all about worshiping God, man. They all about worshiping Satan. They all about Satan, man. They love to see a black man's downfall. They love to see that stuff. Even these Pandering Black Males content creators, they keep worrying about Shannon Sharp with him messing with a young Becky. Like, who the hell, what they gotta do with anything? Cause at the end of the day, man, Shannon Sharp ain't stunned none of you clowns, and you keep talking about it. It ain't nothing good. He don't even care what y'all say. But you thinking that you getting on his shaming him and all this and that. You think you really helping, bro, when you do that. These are the same things you talk about fighting racism, but if it's a black man that get accused for shit, these will be the same ones who prey on your downfall. This is what they do. Because they didn't like the fact that you spoke the facts about matriarchy Democratic community. They even did this with Bill Cosby a few years ago. Bill Cosby called out the matriarchy Democratic community. They waited until this man got accused with something, with the Me Too movement. They waited for him to go to jail and riot because they didn't like the fact that Bill Cosby spoke fast. Your own kind will decide with a racist to destroy their own men. That's what they do. But I'm not gonna be on that. But this is what they do. They did the same thing with David Carroll. They celebrated David Carroll's death because they didn't like the fact that he stayed smoking fast. So if you want, every time that's also part of the unspoken Negro contract that I read to y'all. They love to celebrate your demise. Let me check something right quick. Yeah, I'm back, but that's also part of the unspoken Negro contract. Your own kind pray for your downfall too. So when you hear them talk about fighting racism, no, you don't fight racism. You dare to uphold racism. That's why I tell you, all pro-black talk, they all cap. Especially Umar Johnson and Philip Scott and O'Shea, they all cap. They all ain't doing the same thing. You got Philip Scott over here shaming black men for dating out and all this and that. But the funniest part about it is Philip Scott is very outside the race. But this is why I don't do stuff like this, man. I don't have this hatred towards black men. That's not my position, bro. Because let's say like if I would create a channel and I was talking and I was pandering just to clout chase, I would have I would have been called a simp. But I'm not that type of black man. I'm not finna pander like these dudes be doing. I don't pander. These dudes will pander all day. And this thing is, this dude Phil Scott, man. Like he just a weirdo. He spent most of his days talking about black men. And you look at his content, you know why he talk about black men. He had to spin a narrative and try to, hold black men accountable because he got Keishas all on his platform. But you know how that is. And I'm telling you, man, Phil Scott always been like that. Phil Scott always been a grifter and a race hustler. He's always been there. The same thing with Umar Johnson. He ain't even married to a Keisha. Sure, he got Keisha pregnant out of wedlock, because Keisha is the most beautiful women that have kids out of wedlock. He did the same thing as Pookie would do. Because Pookie would take Keishas on pound to the belly and create children out of wedlock. But these dudes, they all cow. They not standing on what they say serious, man. That's why I tell you, man, you wouldn't be surprised if they bash black men. Like I said, they have Keishas all on their platform and all this shit. So Keishas was spit, how Keishas be, and they fragile ego because they have content about bashing black men and talking about black men up the money. This is what Keisha's MO. So this dude Philip Scott, this dude is a that's why I don't take that dude serious. None of these pandering black males like Philip Scott serious. I used to did a video about this man on this channel. I want to say like 2 or 3 months ago, calling out the hypocrisy of this dude. And then the thing is, he ain't even married to a Keisha. He married to a, in that picture, it was like a Becky. But he only criticizing black men. It can even be a Becky or a Maria, I don't know. But he's on here criticizing black men for dating Becky's. But you know, this dude is a liar, man. This dude is a liar. That's why I don't trust none of these dudes, man. These dudes, they ain't serious. All that talk about racism, black men need to stand up and build a matriarchal gynocratic community that has been against black men. Like, these are games that they play. Cause let's say like if black men did would have built the matriarchal gynocratic community, they still gonna have hate towards black men. They still gonna have this. They're gonna you know, bring violence. But we, when it's black men, if we choose not to deal with this stuff, they want to use terms like, oh, you're Uncle Ruckus, or you're a coon, and you're a sellout, you hate your own kind, and all this and that. This is the games that they like to play. This is the games that they like to play. And this is, I'm telling you, and you see these same dudes that love black men, and it's the same thing with Umar, Griffith Johnson. They not even doing it themselves. And better yet, Umar Johnson, still to this day, still ain't got his school running. I even doubt he gonna get his school running. But he's not. But he spent most of the days criticizing black men for interracial marriage. But that's why I tell you, black men, the only option you gonna have is overseas, man. Damn these people, man. Damn them. So yeah, I'm gonna go and hop out of here. Like I said, it was supposed to be a 30-minute live stream, but I made it over 30 minutes. So let me go in and hop out of here, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and this is the anti-simp zone, and you know the rules. And black men delineate from these pandering black males. Delineate from these zest mics, and they reject Keisha culture at all times. But anyway, man, peace out, man.